I realized these review videos that I missed a lot, but forgive me. I'm trying. I'm just talking about important points.
Please, please, please.
How many cups have you had this morning?
None.
Plus?
5, but yours is better.
I got a kiss, and I shoplifted.
Honestly, Lorelai, it's not your looks that keep them away. Think about that.
People die, we pay. People crash cars, we pay. People lose a foot, we pay.
Did you do something slutty?
I'm not that happy.
Luke can waltz.
Luke can waltz.
Having a child the minute the strip turn.
You jump, I jump, Jack.
Eternal damnation is what I'm risking for my rock and roll.
Because I love you, you idiot.
Hey everyone, it's Corey, and today I'm back with my third installment of my Gilmore Girls A Year in the Life review series. So I hope that you're enjoying them so far, and I hope you've watched the other two before coming to this one, because I feel like I'm starting to address things that happened in previous episodes, because they're all kind of building to the finale episode. Okay, so let's get into the nick and gritty of this episode. As with every other video, I'm kind of... Oh, for God's sake! What are you doing? Just film a simple video. As with all the other videos, I'm going through my thoughts of the episode while kind of watching it, and giving my thoughts and opinions on the episode, about the episode, in order of what happens in the episode. Confusing, eh? Okay, so this is the summer episode. Now, you probably would have realized, if you're a crazy fan like I am, that we never really see a summer in Stars Hollow. It's always skipped over, because obviously when the show aired, it never aired in summer, so they never really showed summer. So this episode gave a new insight about wardrobe choices and things that happen in Stars Hollow in the summertime. And one of those major things that we see is that they have a swimming pool. And that's used heavily in the beginning of the summer episode, and I really, really like that. I think it's so funny because Rory and Lorelai are not swimming pool people, but they're at a pool. And I just thought that was hilarious. And the fact that they're criticizing people as they walk by, and they've got funny names for them. And I just thought that opening scene is hilarious, and it's just, I don't know, it just sets the tone for the episode, and it also just gets me back to be like, this series is very authentic to the original series, and all the writing and all the scripting is all so authentic to what it used to be like too. Everyone is saying Rory is back, and yes, she's moved back. Obviously we mentioned that in the spring episode, that she's moved back to Stars Hollow because she basically hit a halt in her career. She has no idea what she wants to do with her life and all that stuff. I feel like this was a unique part in the series, because Rory is always that timetable scheduled person. She knows everything and everything. And the fact that she's probably had that for 8 years. We don't know what she's done in the previous 8 years to the show. We know that she went on Barack Obama's campaign trail when he was going to get elected, and we don't know anything that happened. They don't actually address anything. So all we know, we get found out one article. All we know, Rory has been doing pretty well for 8 years, right? And obviously journalism is kind of dying in the newspaper stages, what she was working through. And this is the reasoning of why she's in a slump, pretty much. We actually see April. Her character really seems a lot older, and I was shocked she was actually 22. Like, that's literally, she's a year older than me now. And I was just like, whoa. A lot of people hated April and hated what she brought to the show. But I was like, I always kind of liked April. She was cute, and she was completely opposite to Luke, but she was like a mini Rory, but not in the socialized manner. What happened to the mum? I remember in season 7 they had the custody thing, but I didn't realize that the mum was cut out completely. Like, what happened to April Nardini? Where is April Nardini? How is she not helping and chipping in and making a decision with what her daughter is doing? Like, she's freaking smoking pot, for God's sakes. What the hell has happened? I mentioned it earlier, Miss Patty was still missing in the town meetings. I missed Miss Patty in the town meetings. Guys, please, I needed her there. We needed her there. Okay, I need to address this because I'm a major Game of Thrones fan. The fact that Rory got her little kid slave to call her Khaleesi, and that the director for the School Musical, I'm jumping ahead, but either way, she said, holy shit, that's a White Walker. I died. I literally was like, oh my god, the Game of Thrones references are pouring out of Rory's mouth. And we know Rory is gonna be a Game of Thrones fan, so yeah. But did anyone realize in that scene that Lorelai's reading Wild? She's actually reading the book Wild, which actually plays a massive role in the fall episode. We found Miss Patty. Okay, she had literally 2 lines, and it was telling them to piss off because they were checking out the hot actors that were lining up. Gotta love the golden oldies. Finally saw the secret bar. It was referenced in the spring episode, and we were like, what is the secret bar? How has it not ever been mentioned? And it's such a low, mellow, really cool place, and they have scouts, and when they say 5-0, 5-0, you know Taylor's coming, and then you get shit and high. I just love that because you can hear them in the distance when they're when they're having another scene, and all you hear is 5-0, 5-0. But guys, Michelle is leaving the Dragonfly. We knew this was happening. We knew this for about 2 hours in the course of the series that he was possibly leaving the Dragonfly. And I was so bummed. I was like, no, he cannot leave. First Suki, now Michelle. It cannot happen. But I liked how that played into Lorelai's story. Right, yes, we saw Michelle was like, I can't do this, I need more. But that was weighing on Lorelai. So that made Lorelai make these decisions and choices and push forward in her life that leads to a lot of things that happen at the conclusion of this episode and the whole time in the fall episode, which I'm dying to talk about. Rory gets all angry about the Gazette closing down, so she basically becomes the editor of the Gazette. A lot of people don't like that because that's a step down from her, but I'm like, no, it gave her something stable. Yeah, she's in Stars Hollow, and that's not where we want her to be. We want Rory succeeding in the big city. But I felt like that was a good stepping stone to what she does next, and it gave her something to just be stable. Just stay, girl. Stay. The Gazette delivery scene, montage thing is hilarious. It is so well done in Gilmore fashion. They're delivering papers, but they're going in the same route, but the music, like, these boots are made for walking, these boots are made for walking. Like, when that scene comes on every time, I'm just like, yep, this is the best thing about their actions. Like Lorelai when they're doing like yoga or something, and she's like, yep, I'm just gonna move around.
And that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Oh, I can't fault it, honestly. You guys are sitting here watching this video and I'm just talking babble about all this stuff I'm loving so much, and you're probably like, no, I don't know what is wrong with you. Well, guys, you cannot see me when I watch Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is like my thing. The fact that they merged Doyle's cameo in that episode into that Gazette delivery, it was so just poppy. She reviewed one of his movies and like shat on it, and then he's like, well, I missed out on the poem anyway, and she's like, oh, guys, I'm just babbling, but it's so funny. And then the next scene, they're waking up and it's like the next day, and they're like hung over, but it's like walking hungover. And that's one of the scenes, is that they heavily use that for the promotion. Obviously, it doesn't give anything away for the story, which was their key in their promotion, but it's heavily used. I kind of almost memorized most of the lines, and my favorite thing is Lorelai going, teppanyaki, grill of death. I just like, oh, stop. I want to know what happened to poor Tori Spelling. Like, ouch. There's something I need to address, and this is a major part of the episode, which when I was watching it for the first time, I was like, whoa, this contributes to a heavy part of the episode. And then I read all the reviews, as I mentioned earlier, is what I do, and a lot of people hated on the musical. A lot of people said the musical wasted so much time, so much budget, it should have been cut, just give us the main scenes. And don't get me wrong, I completely agreed in my first watch. I was sitting there and that was the first point. When you've already sat through pretty much like almost 2.5 hours of Gilmore Girls already. So like we're like pretty much already past the halfway point, and you're not bored yet until the musical comes on. That disappointed me a little bit. However, there's parts in that musical scene that made up for the musical. I'm gonna list them. Okay, so the first, before they get onto stage and start, the repeating part. Wow, are we excited about this? Wow, are we excited about this? No. That was so funny. He gets so over the top with his repeating that he just ends up babbling, and they're all like, blah, 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 blah. Lorelai reacting throughout the musical going, oh, no, 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 no. And the clipboards, and she was constantly filling up clipboards, and that made the musical more enjoyable. Because I saw how Lorelai was feeling, and that was kind of how I was feeling. And you know what? Maybe that was how the musical was crafted. Maybe the musical was crafted to be kind of bad because Lorelai needed to react badly, so everyone wanted people to agree with Lorelai. Whoa. That just came out. But yeah, I feel awful about really being critical about the musical because obviously I love Gilmore Girls and I love what they do and I love the show. But it did take 10 minutes of the episode where that could have been another Rory scene or another just between the two of them or another character coming back. Don't get me wrong, I love Sutton Foster, I love her in Younger, I killed it in those scenes. She was amazing. I just needed it to be half the time even. The one and the only Jess Mariano. Jess. So obviously a lot of people are critical of Jess because in the opening seasons of Gilmore Girls, he's the rebel, he's the punk, he's the troublemaker that Rory kind of falls for, and he's the one that messes up her relationship with Dean, but I kind of agreed with that. But at the end of the day, he's always cared for Rory. No matter what situation maybe not when he first was with her, but I think after he went away and he made a couple of cameo appearances later on, he had changed and Rory was the one that changed him. And at the end of the day, he always loved Rory and probably will always love Rory, to be honest. But I don't know if you guys noticed this, but he's the one that gets her back on the path. So if you guys remember season 6 when Rory dropped out of Yale, Jess was kind of the one that got her back into it. It wasn't Logan, it wasn't Lorelai, it wasn't Richard or Emily, it was Jess. And that's kind of the same thing that they did in this episode. And no, I'm not saying that they repeated a storyline. I feel like they used Jess's personality in a way that seems like it repeated. So obviously Rory is kind of lost, so many other things has gone wrong, and Jess comes up with an idea and pretty much saves the day. Pretty much. He comes up with this idea for Rory to write a book about her and Lorelai. And the minute I heard this idea, I went, oh my god, full circle. I love how shows integrate things that replicate what the show would be. I love Jess. Like, I'm team Jess all the freaking way. The gravestone scene, Emily, Rory, and Lorelai is just... It's like emotional. It's not meant to be emotional, but it's freaking emotional. And the fight, like, I should have known that they would have chucked a freaking fight in between Rory and Lorelai. That fight was caused by Lorelai's reaction to Rory. Rory was really excited about this book, and Lorelai kind of shut her down. And don't get me wrong, I actually understand Lorelai's reaction, because if you've hid yourself away and only shared to the world parts of yourself that you want them to know and no one else, and your only daughter, your best friend, daughter, literally lifesaver, is about to expose everything, I would be a little bit pissed too. But I do feel like she needed to be that little bit more accepting, because at the end of the day, Rory was struggling with her career and now she's found a new direction, and she kind of shut that down. Everything that happened in that last 30 minutes of the episode built up to everything that Lorelai and Rory had gone, Lorelai had gone through in this entire revival. However long the episodes are by now, it all boiled down to this one moment where she basically cut off ties. Like, she was at odds with everyone. She was at odds with Emily. She was at odds with Rory. Then she got at odds with Luke, because what were they even fighting about? something stupid, like it was a stupid fight. Okay, the scene with Rory calling Logan by accident like 50 bazillion times was so funny, but at the same time it's like, dude, you love him. Let's be honest, you love him and you want him, but he is not available because he's with this stupid girl, which why hasn't he broken up with? I don't understand why he's not broken up with this chick. Like, you have Rory freaking Gilmore. Just get over yourself, Logan. I love you, Logan, but get over yourself and just get with Rory. Final little musical thing was just amazing. It's so emotional, and I just loved how they just went Sutton Foster to Lauren Graham, and just they were just basically, Sutton Foster was just talking everything to Lorelai, whatever she needed, and that's what gave her inspiration, and just went, something is wrong and I just can't get it out here. I need to go somewhere. They basically tore down these foundations, and how Lorelai was cracking inside and she was becoming broken inside because of all that has happened. And we end this episode with her doing Wild, which is not the Troye Sivan EP. No, it is the book written by, I don't know the author, but I will make sure I put it here. And it's the movie that Reese Witherspoon did. Like, really excited because I'm like, oh my god, Lorelai is doing something. Like, I really feel like Lorelai's got all this tough stuff and that she's finally found something that's gonna get her in the right direction. And that basically concludes summer with the kind of a cliffhanger with going, it's now or never, I'm going, no matter what. And then it is done, and it is gonna be time for the final episode, and I cannot believe we're almost here. If you guys like this review, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you go down in the description box and follow all my social medias, because I always keep those as updated as I can. That's the best way to find out when I post new videos, because I kind of do it on there. But that's all I got for this video, so I will see you guys next time. Bye!
There's no going back.